Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode of The Goodcast Show. First and foremost, Selamat Hari Raya and Selamat Bercuti to all Malaysians. Please have a safe and enjoyable holidays. We are not holidaying though. We are here in the podcast studio discussing politics. And my guest today is a member of Parti Keadilan Rakyat. That's right, PKR, a party that has come under the microscope recently as their party elections are just around the corner. He's the Pegawai Khas kepada Setiausaha Politik Perdana Menteri Malaysia and he's the Naib Ketua Cabang Keadilan Bandar Tun Razak. Outside of politics, he's also the president of the Malaysian-Indian Gospel Album Worshippers and the vice president of the Hospital Rehabilitasi Ceras. Please welcome to the podcast the very enigmatic, the very entertaining and the very interesting Mr. Jonathan Vela, aka Prince John. How are you, sir?
Hi, Vinod. I'm fine. Thank you for having me today on your podcast. Well, I've seen you before asking tough questions, so hopefully the questions are not too tough. Yeah.
Now, how about this? I was checking out your TikTok and you're a drummer.
Yes, I've been.
Let's talk about that.
I played drums since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So my son picked up it, and Emmanuel, he plays drum, and he played since he was 5 years old.
Wow.
So my son, just to promote my son, he's a good drummer. So anybody wants to use him, you can contact the manager.
The manager. But, what's your top bands, man? What's the bands that you listen to?
No, actually, I'm out of music for a while.
Yeah, I'm old school stuff.
Old school is like Blink 182.
Ah, yes.
Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit.
Those are the bands.
I used to try to double pedal like Jonathan. Jonathan is the drummer from Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
And then
politics happened, and you gave up the drumsticks.
Yeah, I gave up drums quite a long time, but sometimes that drive within me comes out, and I'll just go and play. I sometimes I'll try to teach my son, but he plays better, so no more teaching.
No more teaching. Yeah. Now I want to get to your political career. Obviously, you have come under the limelight recently because you become more active on social media and all that. But let's start from the beginning. Why did you choose PKR?
I was a supporter of Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim since I was very young in school. When we were studying, we like things which are rebel, which go against and like that. So Anwar Ibrahim, who is our Prime Minister now, was the man at that time.
Yeah.
Everywhere he was spoken. So and I like his charisma, where he speaks well. He can articulate things clearly. So I started, I think it was very young when I was at secondary, I think. Primary, secondary, that time he was there. And then moving forward, I used to go for his talks and that sort of things. Then he was in prison and we understood. And so actually politics was something which I like, but I was not into politics. After seeing incidents or understanding how we could help the community more, so I saw politics is a way for me to even help the general public, the community even more. I've been doing my social work for many long years without the support of any political parties. I mean, they come, but not 100% support, and not without the support of the government and like that. But I came to a shilling where I wanted to do more. So that's when politics came in, and it was not which I wanted to go, but the chief of Wilayah Persekutuan PKR, he came and met me with his team and asking me and telling me that people like you, it's needed. And I took it a while. I told my family, I spoke to them. Then I said, why not? Because we want to do even more. If I can do less, and now with politics, I hope I could do more. So I entered, and in Tamil it says adistam. அதிர்ஷ்டமா இருக்கும்போது அது வரும். That means it come at its
when
time.
You're ready. Yeah, when it's time.
So I believe in sun, moon, stars, and above that I believe on God and the timing of God. So that time he came, he saw me. I said, okay, we'll join. And then just like that, I won. And then just like that, we won the elections. And just like that, I was appointed by Dato Azman, the political secretary of Prime Minister, as his special officer. And just like that, I'm here today sitting with you.
How has politics changed your life?
Politics has changed my life even better. I will say in my scope on understanding people's problem, in the scope of understanding how government works, how law is, and how do we follow the process, and why certain things cannot be done, why certain things can be done. And politics has made me to see in a vast scope, and has created me pathways for me to know even more people from north to south. Even me coming into this studio just now, we saw someone. So even you, now I got to know you because of politics. So politics has changed my life, not only my life, my wife, my children. When I go to my children's school, her friends comes and tell me, "Uncle, I've seen you in the news." So well, my children's my family, my children, my wife, the time that we spend together has not increased, but decreased with politics. But I tell them whatever good that we do now, it's blessing for the future.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now let's get to PKR. Of course, speaking of work with the community and all that, a press release was released by PKR, Lee Chian Chung, on the 14th of February. The title was Tidak Setuju Perwujudan Kementerian Bukan Islam. Kabinet perlu diperkecil dan bukan diperbesarkan. Now, in this press release, he highlighted 3 reasons why the government, why he was not in support of the having a ministry for non-Muslims. He said that the government wants to shrink the cabinet, not to expand. That's one. Secondly, he said that because the discussions on religious matters will take more time in parliament, and they would then not be able to focus on other issues like economics and all this kind of things. And lastly, he said that, of course, this is the responsibility of the Ministry of Unity. Now, I want to get your view. Is he right to say that we don't need a ministry for non-Muslims?
I cannot comment on how he thought and how he gave, but my thought is I agree with YB because see, if you have a religious minister, for example, he's Indian, so there will be a bias there. You like it or not, whoever says that no, I am not biased, or even though if he's not biased, he might have he will face obstacles to make decisions. Some decisions won't be favorable to another party. The understanding of we know our religion, we know Islam, we know Hinduism, we know Christianity, we know Buddhism, and there's other small other religions, but we won't understand their emotions.
Yes.
And how tied up are they with their religion.
Correct.
So being a sole religious minister, no, but we should have the unity ministry. It should be there, and with a minister who can work together, work along with all these other religions. So I agree with his statement on that. But my view on it, was it's not more to expanding the ministry, but merangkumkan or seeing it as togetherness. Well, Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim, this is what he has been speaking for way long. That to have we don't divide our belief is different, but don't divide the community by religious thoughts or speech or actions. So that's one of the reason I believe and I see that we should not have one sole religious minister. It could be a Malay or Islam or Chinese or Indian. So you need to have only one minister.
Okay.
Yeah, so
now, is that also why? Because interesting that you say that is what Dato' Sri Anwar's vision is. He wants not to divide the community but focus on Malaysians as a whole. In fact, previously, just before this, I also interviewed another PKR member who said the same. It seems that is the party philosophy, that we approach Malaysia as a community, not as individual. But one stark difference between PH with BN and PN is that PH does not have an Indian component party. Is that why?
Yes. How Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim sees this, he wants us, everyone, uh, to be looked at as a community people. That means where you are not stuck with one religion or one race. When you are a community worker, when you are a leader for all. So that understanding we need to have. I have my religious understanding, and my children. We pray every day. We go to church every Sunday, but I don't disregard other religions because that's my belief. That's how So I cannot force feed someone towards other religion. So when I am a leader, I should be a leader for all. In my area, my vicinity, which is my parliamentary, which I serve more, is Bandar Tun Razak, where our MP, our member of parliament, is Kawan Datuk Sri Wan Azizah, who is the Prime Minister's wife. So there's churches there, there's temples, there's masjid, mosque, there's what is this, Buddha Tokong.
Yeah.
I helped a lot of temples there. I help many of the temples there, help them out, whatever they need. I'll try to give. I'll try to do, even though if it's difficult, some way or some or other I do, because I'm a leader for everyone. So the philosophy of PKR is like that. And until when we understand that, then the objective of PKR will be known to many. We cannot make it emotionally. We cannot use our emotions to say things. Number vairakyama irukkalam. That means we can be zealous, but that zealous can change into how do I say? Change into something which is dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
But is the thing about politicians, and I put you in this bracket as well, is that every politician who I've spoken to, when I speak to them, I realize they have done a lot. This is across MIC, DAP, all of y'all have that same problem. Like you are saying, right? You help temples and all. This is fantastic work. Why don't you get it out there? As in, why don't you promote what you have done to lead by example? Because you should.
Yeah. Yes, this is something that I have just made a decision, I think, a few months back to come out. So, my understanding was where we help what you give at your right hand, your left hand should not know. But then at this current time, I think not only your left hand, you should know, your neighbor's hand. All should know. So I say this to everyone. We regardless of any parties, when an Indian comes and serve to become a leader, he's not a bad person towards the Indians. For example, in the Indian context, he did help Indians. He does help Indians. So maybe the understanding of their philosophy and the way of running things might be different. That's what differs in politics. But anyone who comes to become a leader, they will help others and they will be a helper to others. I take me as an example. I said, now I have to tell. So some of my comments on TikTok, I see they ask me, who are you? What have you been doing? Why are you coming out now? I said, oh my. So I need to show.
You need to show,
I
definitely.
need to speak.
Especially now because there's such negativity out there. When they see actions like this, leaders doing this and leading by example, I think it'll really help. It'll help us heal.
Yes, I agree. Actually, I have, after deciding that, I have many videos on my phone already for me to...
Please do. We can't really see.
I haven't uploaded. We have helped. Me as a special officer to Dato' Azman, we are based at DBKL and also PMO. So in DBKL, before the federal minister came in, Dato' Azman was a de facto minister for DBKL. So I was handling the Indian affairs for whole Wilayah Persekutuan. So anything got to do with the temples, schools, houses, I've helped. We have helped out many Indians to get houses. DBKL houses. in Wilayah Besar Ketua. But we have not. I have not placed the videos, photos, and sometimes it's difficult to go and ask them. Come. I feel bad, but even that, the opposite party who got the house, they keep it silent. I have helped people, Indians especially, when they could not pay for their rentals, and when their house is going to be taken away by the authorities, they call some or other. They get to know. I go meet them. I talk to the authorities. I take them. I ask for time. We don't go and disrupt the authorities' work, but we go and discuss Budi Bicara. So I've spoken. I've got them to extend. What else? Like that, houses. Lately, we got a lady who was her husband passed away 2 years ago through another friend. They contacted me. I say, you write this letter. Dato Azman, he minuted it, and we got them a house. So
you must share this.
Yeah.
You must share this. No, you must. There's, in fact, the man I was talking about is the former Deputy Minister of Education, Dato Kamarnathan.
Yes.
And I almost got angry with him while talking to him, because I said, Dato, why didn't you share this? He did so many good things, but we never knew. He
has done even before politics, 2016 or 17. So I wanted to help this girl. She did not go to school for 2 years. Then we could not. They could not get our school. Then some or other we got to contact Dato Kamalanathan. He got the school for the girl. Yeah. So
awesome. But at least it's coming out now. At least.
Yeah. Well, when something is good, it's good.
We should definitely applaud it.
We should speak about it.
Yeah.
Like what I say, political ideologies and ethics is that's different. But when someone does good, we should speak on good. And my Prime Minister, my President, Dato' Anwar Ibrahim, he's like that also. So I see him a lot. So, like that. So many leaders. I don't know if it's right to say fail to do that, to acknowledge other ones who are doing good.
Yes.
Maybe it's because of political.
Yeah, definitely. You have to fight. You have to debate each other. And that's the problem with politics.
But I agree. In many of our Indian leaders has done significant good. But let's not talk about bad.
Yes, I think too many people are talking about the bad so far. Now, recently, of course, still sticking on the topic of Indian issues, DAP has announced a revival of their bureau, especially for Indian issues. Okay. Now, considering PKR's strong Indian support and also substantial number of members in PKR are Indian, is PKR going to do the same? Create a division focusing specifically to address Indian issues?
It comes back to the philosophy of PKR, Parti Keadilan Rakyat, where it's Parti Keadilan Rakyat, Makkal Needhi Katchi, where it stands for the people. Makkalukaga nikira oru katchi, for the nation, for the people. I don't see there will be a division in PKR in a whole, but I see Indian leaders rising up. Previously we had, and there was an issue, and there was a vacuum there in PKR to have a strong, prominent Indian leader. Now our party elections is around the corner.
Yep.
So we are looking towards a prominent Indian leader. A prominent Indian leader now with this government is Dato' Sri Ramanan. Dato' Sri Ramanan has been doing a lot for the community.
A lot.
If you see, I think I forgot what is the lately SME came out with
yes, the SME loan for the Indians.
Vangam. I forgot. Vangam. I forgot the terms. But that is an Indian name. It's a Tamil word which is kept, which is promoted in SME Bank. It's an Indian word which has our identity there, and the logo is there. Who has done that so far? No one was bold to do that move in any in the previous ministers or deputy ministers or leaders. So me personally, I cannot speak of the whole of PKR or other people, but I see Dato Ramanan as a prominent leader for the nation now in the years coming. He has many years in front of him. I look up to him also. He is a person who doesn't budge from his decisions,
Yeah.
and he is there to help the community. I think we don't talk about his financial state. The whole nation knows that he doesn't even take, but he gives. We need leaders like that who
No, I agree with you,
wants to do for them. So PKR won't have division, to answer your question, but we will have leaders.
But speaking of leaders, right? When you look at the PKR website, it seems to be that perception is lost on the website, because you'll find statements on your website by many party members, wide variety of issues, but whether it be racial, foreign issues, doesn't matter, any economic doesn't matter, but all but Indian issues. In fact, and this is true, the last statement made by an Indian member of PKR was on the 13th of July 2023 by R. Yuneswaran. Do Indian PKR members or leaders actually have a voice in the party? Because it doesn't seem so on the website.
It's sad. It's sad. So I hereby declare that I will be the one who no, I not will be the one, but I'll be a part of that to make statements. I won't make statement which is illogical, but a statement which stands for the Indian community. I have made my decision because I saw your question. I saw the vacuum there. But yes, YB Yunus, he gives his statements. YB Prabha, he gives their statements. But we need more. We need more because PKR holds a huge amount of Indian members. So we needed that. I hope that this party elections will show or bring new faces, boldness into the Indian community in PKR.
Yeah.
So on the website thing, moving forward, let's see.
Yeah, let's hope. I would like to hear more from people like you as well and all that on the website. Now, PN, the current opposition, they have recently announced in the upcoming Penang state elections that they're going to shift focus. They want to focus on Indian voters. They don't, because they feel they can't get the Chinese voters to come on board. They're going to focus on the Indian voters, right? Considering that PKR made inroads into in Malaysian politics where you are now is also off the backs of Indian voters. I understand you're a multicultural party, but I think 98% of Indian voters went to some of you as well. Are you worried by this?
Worried. Okay, now I have to speak. I'll put my political cap on. Worried on
whether PN can poach.
But their approach, well, it's logical how they see. Why? Because Indians are emotional people.
Yeah, we are.
We are emotional. You cannot talk anything against our Indian. கொஞ்சம் இப்போ திடீர்னு பார்த்துட்டே இருந்தா ஏன்டா பார்க்குற அப்படின்னோம். ஹார்ன் அடிச்சா ஏன்டா ஹார்ன் அடிக்கிற. Yeah, so we are emotional and we cannot be touched. So when political leaders with their political views and ideas comes in, they touch on sensitive issues. So when sensitive issues, especially when he talks about Indians, நம்மளோட மானத்தை நம்ம விட்டு கொடுக்க மாட்டோம். எவ்வளோ தான் உளுந்தாலும் மீச மண்ணில் ஒட்டக்கூடாது. We should not disregard our face and our
pride,
rights, integrity. So when the current states where we see that what is played around is the temple issue, schools, Indian, Muslim is going to, or Malay is going to conquer the whole nation and that kind of things. So when this is spoken, so your only target is Indians. Chinese, they don't, some of them are emotional, but Indians, they tend to we tend to catch that bait very fast.
Very easily.
We tend to catch that bait very fast. So Perikatan has decide to go like that. Well, that's their decision. But I still believe that the majority of Indians in Malaysia who are silent, they are still with the current government. They are still with this ideology. If many says that this current government is 100% Muslim and 100% going against the Indians, try the other side. Try the other side. I know friends who tell me when they are in their ceramas, perikatan, especially passes ceramah talks, Hadiawang and all these guys, they clearly disregard Indians there. Ask them, if you're interviewing our perikatan friends, ask them. They will tell you. So in our speech or in our political talks, we see multiracial parties. So they are using that. It will, if you ask, will it disrupt our harmony, or are we afraid? I will say not as how people think, because Indians are still wise. We know what is right. We know what can help us. And they know. கண்டிப்பா அந்த பக்கம் போக முடியாது. Yeah.
Okay. But in your experience working with the Prime Minister and all that, how important is the Indian agenda in the unity government as well as PKR? For PKR?
It is important because, again, the country is based with all ethnics. We have Malay majority, we have Chinese, and we have Indians. We are 6% of Indians in Malaysia, which is 2.7 and plus. So this is a move forward. It's a bold move by the Prime Minister in giving opportunity to a young MP to bring up good ideas. And YB Prabha, he is doing good things towards our community. Again, the pressure which is pressed upon him is tremendous. A man has 10 fingers, 2 hands, 1 breath, 24 hours only. So we are comparing. We should compare apple to apple, not others to apple. So when we see, we are a government which we have only what we have now. So it's a process to be better. So we need time. If you ask me, the current government needs time. Those MPs needs time. We are the MPs are coming out from being opposition. So time will tell. If that time when you are not agree, if the people is not agreeable with this certain people, then you make your decision. Make your decision in your ballot vote. Then you will have another. And then, but the process is like that. Is a process. So it's good for the nation. It's good for PKR. I really hope some good suggestions will be brought for the betterment of our nation and the Indians in Malaysia.
Now, let's go into the Indian community, and I want to get your viewpoint on a lot of issues and what's happening with us, and maybe your perspective on what should be done, right? But before that, a very entertaining clip was released on your TikTok recently, and that's how I contacted you. Actually, one of the reasons why I saw that was you published a video on your TikTok replying to one Sudan. You were poking fun at him at his video, which is sort of insulted, if you could will, or poked fun as well at PH Indian politicians, right? What is your issue with leaders like him? Where is he wrong?
Sudan, he's a bold leader which I see upcoming, and he gives. I will never say all of his views are bad. Many of his views are good. We need pros and cons. We need someone to check and balance. So his views are towards how perikatan is. His views are how Perikatan sees it. Being in the government, it's actually different. I understood it after us coming into the government, how the process works. It took time for us to understand. So when, if we see 2022, when everyone say, oh, what you'll do for 2022? Yes, because it took time. We need effort. So leaders like Sudan, I think Perikatan, sad for them. They only have Sudan.
Yes, I was just asking him.
I think Sanjeevan is now trying. I saw his video.
Sanjeevan is trying. Yeah,
Sanjeevan is trying. Tapi okay lah, dia punya video tu okay, Cik Sanjeevan. Tuan, I nampak you punya video. Okay lah, boleh tahan lah, but not compared to Sudan. So Sudan, make sure you remember me lah. So people like Sudan, and they should understand. They should understand how the process works. And my video was well, because Sudan was direct. I've seen many of his videos. He was direct this time. He said using Kylie, and so well.
You use a sari.
Yeah.
Now, another Indian leader whom I like is the Kota Kemuning State Assemblyman, YB Prakash Sampunathan. Sampunathan, right? Yeah. And I like him. He's very charismatic, just like you. I think you guys are the new crop whom I was just telling, previous guest that I can't wait to see you all come into Parliament. Like that would be a breath of fresh air. Okay, new faces and the way you guys are. I can't wait for that. And he said that the key issues facing Malaysian Indians are temples, jobs, and government aid. In your opinion, what are the key issues facing Malaysian Indians?
He said temple, jobs, and
Aid. Government aid.
Government aids. Yeah, Prakash, YB. He's good. I see him. We met when I see his videos and I see what he has done. Good. In DAP, he's some leader which will bring the Indian community and this ahead. He should not always be in Adun, but one day I believe that he will be an MP. Member of Parliament now. He said jobs, government aids, and temples. Let's not talk about temples. Too much of
Too
temples.
much to talk about temples, yeah.
Yesterday also I saw a video. Everda Sanjeevan da. Adu mudinji podachachi. Ana Sanjeevan is bringing out back. So I leave him aside. So now government aids are there. It is there. It is there. But it's just we need to understand and find it and know about it. We lack finding solutions. Some will call me, sir, for example, tekkur வேணும். I say okay. So next I say இல்ல நீங்க எல்லாம் என்ன செய்யணும் ரெஜிஸ்டர் அதை செஞ்சு கொடுத்து ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுங்க. So should I print the form, write for you and give it to you? No. So I think the understanding and finding that has to be prime, given importance by our people for us to understand or know what aid is given. For pertanian and pertanakan, there's grants given. Now SME Bank, Tekun, IDEP, Bank Rakyat gives for Muslims, and now there is for Indians. Why are we not tapping into it? Why are you not taking it? This I connected with your question of jobs. You said jobs. Jobs, yes, it's important. What I see, many people say education is important. Education is ultimately important. Yes, I believe. I agree. I see that is important. I say this: education is important, but money. Finance is important. For you to go into education, you need money. Then I think people will question me now saying, no, there's matriculations. Yes, but it's not for everybody. So how about the others? So you need finance. So how do you have finance? You work, you have job scope. You work now, I think our salary range has increased. But that won't be enough for you to continue or give your children's studies and good education. I strongly believe that for my community, the Indians to rise above par, somewhere there, finance has to be important. When finance is not there, how you study also, it's not going to help. You will hit the ceiling. Doctors have come to me. People, those who have done good grades have come to me asking me help. I can't do this. Why? Because finance now. How do you get good financial? You do business. You do, let's keep jobs aside. We do business. Now, for this current government, this current time, businesses is somewhere that you can find good income. Now, and we have the right minister or deputy minister at the right place, where he is at Kushkop. Kementerian Usahawan dan Pembangunan.
Yes.
So when you are our minister is there, we Indians should leverage on that. You increase your income. When income is increased, our young ones won't go into drugs. They won't go into samun. They won't go into doing what is illegal in the country. Sad to see, actually, we see and we hear many of our Indians are shot, fought, cut, chopped. You see in this last 1 month, 2 months, a lot of them. Why? Because they went into that kind of side of finding income. So for the nation, for the Indians to come front, yes, education, I'm not disregarding education. Education is important, but finance is important. So how do we do it? Let's go towards the ministry, towards the aid which we spoke about, which the government gives. Government, they are not bipartisan. They don't see color. We have Indian PTD officers. We have people like us. I cannot bring you there, but I can tell you what to do. And this nation, our Kushkop deputy minister, he's giving a lot of grant. So people ask me, why give loan? Give money. Hey, I can say, come on now.
You can't do everything.
You can't give money just like that.
Yeah.
So when they give grants, when they give loans, take it. Because that the requirement is not like banks. So when it's like that, you use that to advance. You use that to increase your cap. So when that is happened, I believe, for me, many come and they come and speak to me. They said, "Sir, we have this NGO. We want to help to do interpersonality skills. We want to teach how to speak. We want to teach how to do videos. We want to teach this and that and this and that." So when they asked me, I said, "After that, what? What is after that?" Many NGOs. I have helped out many NGOs also. Just to add the list of how
things that you have done. Yes.
Many NGOs through Dato Azman, we have given them funds and for them to do their events. My question is, after that, what is after that? Once you've done that 1 day program, 6 day, 7 day program, after that is what? After that program is for them to be guided.
Where to go?
Where to go. After that is for someone or somebody to finance them. When some people come to me and wants to come to politics, they ask me, "So how is this?" I said, first of all, you cannot earn from being in the government. The politics is not somewhere that you earn money from. It's where you learn, you help people, you get your connections. So I tell them, after that, it's where you guide them, where you earn money, where you lead them to. Programs is good. So even Mitra, and even if we do, after that is what? We need to release grants. To release grants, our people has to go and ask. I don't want to talk about other set of people who gets grants. They get grant and we get agitated. Oh yeah, அவங்களுக்கு மட்டும் கிடைக்குது நம்மளுக்கு கிடைக்கல. இல்லப்பா, நீங்க போய் கேட்கல. They don't come and feed you.
In fact, just one point to build on yours. I was talking to someone from Tekon the other day, and they were telling me that before, I think maybe a few years back, the SPUMI grant, this is the loan, so SPUMI loan, is never fully utilized.
Yes, exactly. I did a talk about this before Dato' Ramanan came in YMC Cheras. I was the first who did in Tamil that time. So I roped in about 250 plus Indians, and they showed us said, no, it's not been used. So if the people are going to say, oh, the government is not helping, no, you are not going and taking the grants, the loans and even grants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe we as Indian leaders, as we come, we need to push and show our people the way to go and get the grants, get the loans, go and take it. It doesn't come from a political party. It's the government.
Yeah.
If we see the previous party, previous government, when you want to get the loan, you have to get signature for somebody who is up there. But now it's no more. Well, sometimes time you need to wait. Your document has to be right. You must not have very long secrets. And I've helped. I've called up officers to tell them, okay, can you just help them out? to just
Could it be
increase.
that perhaps the people, our community is apprehensive of approaching the government infrastructure or the government apparatus because there's not many Indians in service?
Okay, if we're going to touch about that, then I'll say yes, because in the government sector, Indian composites of Indian percentage is very less, and that's something we as leaders has to speak out. We have to push in. I don't want to be racist, but when Indian Muslim comes in, they come in under the quota of Indian, and they come in under the quota of Bumiputra. So then it takes away some of our Indian quota. So this is not our government. I mean, Anwar Ibrahim who did it, but this is the fact which has been there for very long.
This is a legacy issue.
Yes. So it's not Anwar Ibrahim. It was there. So I believe this government, we are doing even more, bringing staffs and giving good help and support towards the Indian community. Lawyers, yes, we have Indians a lot. Doctors, government doctors, government staff nurse. Even, are you from Kuala Lumpur?
I've been here since 2002.
Okay. In the 80s or the 90s, the rubbish men, those who sweep the road, many of them, or DBKL staff, Devan Bandar உடைய staffனு சொன்னாலே இந்தியர்கள் அப்படிதான் சொல்லுவாங்க. They will say there's a lot of Indian there. But now,
even railway, TNB,
now you don't see why. So this was the agenda of the former Prime Minister. I will say that I don't know how I'm going to get it for this, but I'll say it. The agenda of the former Prime Ministers. Prime Ministers.
Okay.
Yeah, because if they would have changed it, and it could have been changed. Even I will say this: I have 6 children and 1 wife.
Well done to you, buddy.
Every time my when we go for delivery, the doctors ask us, "Do you you don't need to have child anymore?" I say, "Why? That is not your call." But when we see others, there are many. Why to us there's restrictions? Why to us? So these are the things which made me also come into politics. We need staffs. We need workers.
That's a very powerful statement. Man. I don't think I've heard anyone say that actually. That whole example you just gave. That's a very powerful statement.
Yes,
very powerful.
Because I experience. We have 6 children. Every time I go to the hospital, they ask my wife. I say, "You tell them to come and talk to me." I give them a piece of my mind. Why not to others?
Yeah.
I am taking care of my children. Let me bear the pain. Why? And because of that, many Indians they give birth without having ICs. So that's why our population is just 2.7. Because many of them doesn't have ICs. Workers in the government sector, we need more. We need that. So I hold on that, and I hope. I don't know if God's willing, one day I could be able to push in this facts and things to the government to show, and yes, we need quality people also lah.
But I know we always, oftentimes we talk about the government lah, whenever we talk about these issues. But when I see what has happened in the past few months, should we also take some blame? What are maybe the things that we are doing wrong internally as a community that is making all this happen?
We are emotional people, like how I told before.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
So when I used to, when I'm in school, when I was studying in secondary, I like to play football. I like to run. So I was my school Olaraga one for two times. So when I played football, my friends, they play football very well. So when we play our Indian team, we played very well. But when it came to school selection, they don't come. This is not now story. So they don't come. So when I asked them why, that last time, they tell me that we won't get la. நம்மளுக்கு கிடைக்காது போனா கூட எல்லாம் மலாயக்காரங்க கொடுத்துருவாங்க. But when I went, I got. I played for my school. I ran for my school. Why? Because it's the effort that I put. So to answer your question, we have to take certain blame because the effort that we put, we tend to let go things very fast. We tend to have our own conception in our mind that we cannot. பாடல்கள் நம்ம கேட்கலாம். We see motivational songs, talks. ஓ சிங்கம் புலி கரடி நாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி உன்னால் முடியும். You need to put your effort.
That's true.
When effort is put, I feel this jobs, skills, or whatever business, we will, our people will increase in that. Yeah.
So what can your branch members and the party at large expect to see from you if you are re-elected again?
Well, I've been doing that. Okay, so in our community, in our area, Bandar Tun Razak, it has been PKR seats for very long. Tan Sri Khalid was from there. Kamaruddin Jafar, no doubt he jumped over. He was from there. Now Wan is there, and my chief, who is Dato Azman, he's been there since for 20 years plus. So the Indian community there, we needed a leader to help out the Indian community there. Last year, when previously I was elected, the first time was a bit tough for me to get things out. But continuously I helped out. I do. Many of the Indian people there in our community, the whole Bandar Tun Razak knows there's only one leader who can help. I'm proud, but I'm also sad because we need more leaders. So I am nurturing young ones, also the older ones, to serve even more. So whatever I get, I give it to them. I don't go and only tell that I giving this. No, I give them to go and for them to go and give out to people. Funerals, I go and meet them. I talk to them. Those who need, since Dato Azman, who is our chief, is also the political secretary of Prime Minister. So any letters for them to get help from, we support them. So what will our people, they have seen a lot. Last year we helped out about 1,000 plus Indians for Deepavali. That was a huge number. Thanks to the Prime Minister, thanks to Dato Ramanan, and also Dato Azman. He has given me the scope and the flexibility to work for the Indian community there. So moving forward, I have a few ideas, agendas which I want to do for the young ones in Bandar Tun Razak, sort of like football academy, bring them into the league. Also businesses, like what I told, finance, businesses, education, everybody does. So let education be done by others. But I want to help out the one thing I see, just to go sidetrack a bit. Education, if you see, the one who is educated, studying a lot, are those who have financial aids. This one girl which I saw for Deepavali, went to a house and I gave their family some bakul makanan. So I was speaking and then she told me, Anne, I want to, I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm studying. I said, what? But I've stopped for her. I said, why? Because when I saw the state of the house was a bit in a bad, it's not in a nice way. So when I spoke to her, she said, no, I want to study this. I want to. So they have their willingness to go and study. But I said, why? She said, I have to take care of my mother. So she had to go to work. So that's when education is lack. And when education is lack, that talent, that drive within that person, gone. So financial, I will always say, don't only expect from the government, but also there's a lot of good businessmen who are willing to invest. Your ideas are good, bring it, try again and again and again. You will be able to. I'm helping also some young ones in their businesses. They want to do something. I say, come, I connect you to this. I give you this for them to grow. So also to the business people who are watching us today, give your hand, support some Indian business people so that they can rise. So back to your question for Bandar Tun Razak. I think Bandar Tun Razak is going to have a greater future. The Indians are going to have a good time next season. We will be doing more for the community there. I hope that I'm able to. I also wanted to help the Tamil school um, in Cheras, where that Tamil school is in a pathetic state. I spoke this to Dato Azman. Rendra Mile Tamil school. I spoke it to Dato Azman. He said, "Ken, we can try to do something." And sadly, I spoke to the former headmistress. I spoke to the people there. I said, "Okay, come, let's meet." Till today, they've not met.
Why? Why do you think?
I don't know. Seriously. So when we see videos, I get agitated when I see these videos. Because you and அந்த வீடியோஸ் பேசுறதுக்கு இன்னொருத்த பெரியாத்தால இருந்து வருவானுங்க. ஓ தமிழ் ஸ்கூல்ல வருஷம் ஹெல்ப் பண்ணல. You should know what's happening. Why they didn't then they will say, oh, from last time yes lah, not we. So the Tamil schools have been helped. If you say the Tamil schools are not been helped, no lah, Tamil school has been helped. We need to learn how to generate. See the Chinese schools.
No, but I completely agree with you. And honestly, because when you are just on the outside giving comments, and then after starting this podcast, I had the blessing of meeting a lot of politicians. We go out and talk, have dinners, lunch, and all that. And then they tell me what's actually happening.
Yes.
You will be shocked.
Yes.
You will be.
Yes.
Every time I meet a politician, I leave shocked. It's a lot of things you don't even think happens. Yeah, surprising.
That's people. That's why politicians are strong. They are bold and they stand and they fight for it. We are there to bring reforms. For Bandar Tun Razak wise, fine. I also, since my Dato Azman boss, he is also the chairman of Wilayah Persekutuan, Keadilan Wilayah Persekutuan, and I'm also in that. I'm pengarah strategy for MPN, Majlis Pimpinan Negeri Wilayah Persekutuan. So I also oversee or do many things for the wilayah in a sense, because Selangor they are okay.
We have spoken a lot, and you have shared a lot about what PKR does. And I will admit, even me, I never knew all this. Right before this, you were just a face on TikTok. Now after listening to you, I say, wow, you have a story. You have done a lot of things. It changes the perception and the image of you. So I really hope you upload all those videos soon. Okay, we need to see.
Yeah.
But if in GE15, 98% of Indian voters went to PH, why should the same go back in GE16?
This current government, Rome was not built in 1 year.
Yeah.
Rome was not built in an instant.
Yes, took time.
Took time to build Rome. The ideology and, for example, the petrol, the diesel price hike, and this kind of things was a bold move by our honorable Prime Minister. So there another term is needed. Only now he has cleaned many things. You see, if we see the money which was the former Prime Minister's house, astounding, a lot of money.
All that in just 15 months.
Yeah. So my question to our people, why should you go to PH again? Tell me one leader from PH which has been convicted. And if there is, the Prime Minister doesn't give. We are all scared. Me sitting with I think I tell you what happened when we took on DBKL and Dato was there. Kak Wan is our MP, PM is our next boss, big boss. So what my boss Dato Azman did was he called in SPRM. He called in SPRM big officer to give us talk. Tell us what will happen if anything goes wrong. And we were made to angkat sumpah in front of him. This is this government. So, telus, adil, it's transparent. You don't see any of our people getting caught. If yes, then this Prime Minister, he doesn't budge away. He will make sure when you do wrong, you have to get
face the consequences.
Face the consequences. So why they should vote us? Next election, we will have good leaders. We will have experienced leaders who has already a one-term background. So they will be able to maneuver things or make sure things is been done well, especially for the Indian community. If you see this term itself, there was one reshuffle, two reshuffle. One reshuffle. Two reshuffles.
Two reshuffles, yes.
Two reshuffles. Why? Because we need to find the right mechanism, the right synergy for Prime Minister and the whole cabinet minister, deputy ministers, their staffs down there to work well. So it was two reshuffles. And then now we have, I don't know whether there will be another or
one,
not.
Yeah.
We hear, but I cannot comment because I don't know. If there is yes, then good leaders should come up. We can see lack in the government. I cannot say, if I'm saying no, the government is good 100%, then I'm lying to myself. I'm lying to my principles, which made me come here. So they are lacks, but that lacks will be replaced or done well in the next. I saw this video of DBKL fighting with a balloon seller. I don't know if you saw. Just today morning I saw. Yesterday night happened. So that should not happen. And they don't represent the government. The one who fights is
DBKL, which is an agency, sort of, municipal. Yeah.
The municipal council and their staff. There's a pengarah, there's Datuk Bandar, there's pengarah, and pengarah had down there, and that guy's down there fighting. And just because of a balloon. So these things all has to come to an end. Why? How? When we have good leaders. So GE16, I believe that the Prime Minister will decide on good candidates who can perform, who are eligible for that places. We should have another term to make sure the plans which is placed now to be completed or fulfilled the coming years. So but you, if lah, the Indian words swing to perikatan, then they will know what is perikatan and PAS. If you go and ask those adons who those constituency which perikatan won and PAS won, they will tell that they are not doing anything there. So how if they come up there? It's going to be worse. In 36 months, they were. I think
yes.
Muhyiddin was 36 months.
I think so.
Muhyiddin 36 months, stole. This guy 15 months, stole. Their people also took. What did they do for the Indian people? Nothing. So, and this government has done. So, but in political arena, we see some of our Indian people, Indian leaders banging our Indian leaders itself. Banging the government, hitting the government. So, well, that's politics. But again, to our people, G16, the opportunity should be given again. And the government is doing good. To compare with the previous, this government is doing well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for all of this. I truly enjoyed talking to you, man. I really enjoyed it, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I hope you win. I'm sure you'll do amazing things for Bandar Tun Razak.
Thank you.
And hopefully one day we see you in Parliament. That's the dream.
Do keep me in prayers. Do speak good about me. Even I'm not here. Somewhere on
waiting
the
for him
podcast,
to leave. No, but thank you so much. I really enjoyed it, and I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't get what you have done out there. I think people should know now, more than ever now, they should know what one man does for all races. And I think it's very important, very important. Yeah. So guys, we had Mr. Jonathan, aka Prince John. I'll be sharing all his social media in the descriptions for this video. So check him out. He's an interesting guy, charismatic, great leader, and we can't wait to see more of him. Thank you. Take care, guys. We'll see you. Bye.